7 plus.
Been a long time.
Yeah. hmm But okay, we're back. We're ready to go. Welcome back to Boxing Capital, boxing business and everything behind the punches. I'm Tay,
I'm Sammy.
and it's been a while. We've been on a little hiatus, a very long hiatus for like 7 months.
Yeah. Hiatus, vacation, you know,
Okay, well, this is,
graduation,
yes, graduation.
getting a law degree, and
Exactly.
now learning how to dance the African dance again. Going back to Africa.
Yeah, so well, this is what happened. You were in Africa, that's what happened. I last thing I did was interview with Buddy McGirt, which was good. And then after that, I started traveling. Then I got my wisdom teeth out. That was the biggest thing. So then I was out for like a very long time. And then after that, I was studying for the,
Knee surgery.
yeah, I graduated studying for the bar. You had knee surgery. Then I was on my bar trip and now I'm back.
Yep.
Yep.
We are back, and
Yep.
we hope everything gets back to rolling like it used to.
It will. It will. But we have a lot to catch up on. We're just gonna kind of skip the boxing that happened for 7 months and kind of just talk about what happened last night.
Yeah.
We'll get into what happened last night. We'll talk about some new exciting fights that got announced. And then we'll do a Sammy Says on a legend of the game. So we were just talking about. But yeah, let's talk about last night. We had one of the most, I guess, most anticipated fights in a very long time in the light heavyweight division. Beterbiev versus Bivol.
Yeah.
Is it Beterbiev? Nobody knows how to
Better
pronounce.
be, well,
Butterbeef, Beterbiev. I've heard it all.
if you're not Benavidez, that's
No, no, it's
better be
definitely
it.
not.
Better be it.
Yeah,
Better be it. Okay.
but let me let's just go from the bottom of the card kind of to the top because there's an exciting card. It took place in your favorite place of Saudi
Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia, my favorite place. I never been there. I don't know. I mean, well, you can say that they they got the money and they're flaunting it. They're letting people know that we got the money.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
Well, on the topic of Saudi Arabia, like what is stopping Turkey from just like screwing everybody else and just doing it himself? Like, don't you think it's kind of a risk for Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren? He works a lot with the Brits, Ben Shalom. These are like three of the bigger promoters out of
yeah,
England. I understand them working with the Saudis because they have the money and the capital and all that
yeah.
stuff, and they have close links to the zone and things like that. But do you think it's kind of like a dangerous game to be teaming up with Turkey? We now have the Riyadh season. I hope I'm saying that right. Riyadh season, the I think the capital of Saudi Arabia, and then they're introducing these different fights to different parts of the world outside of Saudi Arabia. You went to one,
Yeah.
right? How was that experience in LA?
Oh yeah, the one in LA was good when
Crawford.
Crawford fought.
Yeah.
I mean, they had this, it seemed to be like now they're having a concert with
Oh.
every every time there's a fight. You had Eminem here in LA. I mean, no, I don't think it's dangerous. It is it is a good thing for the fighters once they can make a lot more money.
hmm
But the only funny part about it would be if they play the same game all the other promoters have been playing, because all the promoters are now going to the Saudis, and they are the one promoting. It is their money
hmm
really having things happen within boxing,
hmm
and they have more say about what happened in boxing than the Eddie Hearn, the the you call Bob Arum, and all of these, they all have now. It seems to be like boxing have been bought.
Yeah.
It have been bought by the best, by the highest bidder, which is a good thing if
Hmm.
the once the fighters get what's coming to them, and they are pleased. I don't mind because all the other promoters that have been doing this before, they have it seems to be like they are looking for a new person to screw. Send these
Right.
people, send their Saudis got more money, and they don't feed the pinch.
Right.
They don't feel the pinch that so they can just flaunt their money. What surprised me was that when they had the fight here in LA, the Saudi billionaire got he he got honor by the Las Vegas boxing board in LA. I was like, why would you leave Las Vegas, come to LA to give a honor to honor this man in LA when you are having big fights in Vegas? And so it
Because they
it
want bigger fights in
no,
Vegas.
I understand they want bigger fight in a Vegas, but it really showed me like they were a lot more of a kiss ass than actually giving this man an honor.
Mm.
You know, if you want to honor the man in your backyard. There where you guys have all these big fights.
Right.
Make put a big fights in. Talk to the man to promote a fight
Hmm.
in a Vegas,
Hmm.
and you honor him there.
Hmm.
But like me going, like me actually begging someone to be part of my family when the person skipped me. They skipped Vegas and came to LA. And you follow them from Vegas, come to Vegas, come all the way to LA to honor him and make him they they were like they were putting him in the Las Vegas Hall of Fame.
They did?
Yes.
Oh. He just started. I mean, he's
Yes.
doing a good job putting on big fights,
Yeah,
but
he's doing a good job putting on big fight, but the Vegas Hall of Fame, Vegas Boxing Hall of Fame, this thing been around more than 4 years.
no, that's crazy. Maybe we
And
should put on a fight,
and
Sammy,
yeah,
and
and you
we'll
come
get
all the
into the
way here.
Vegas.
Yeah, and I mean that was pretty interesting. But the fights that he put on were good. Crawford did what Crawford had to do to
Hmm.
win.
Hmm.
Other people saying, "Oh, he didn't do well. He didn't do." No, he did what he had to do with what they had in front of him.
Hmm.
This other fella's supposed to be this great old
He was a
fighter.
he was a champion, right?
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
was jumping, just hopping around like a chicken trying to jump out of a hot tub. So I mean, and Crawford did what he had to do
Hmm.
to win. So I mean, I don't think it is dangerous, really.
Well, I'm saying dangerous for the promoters. It's great for the fighters
Yeah,
because they're getting someone who's going to pay them what they're worth,
yeah,
and then some. But I mean, if you're Eddie Hearn and you're in business with this guy, what's stopping this guy from just saying, I don't need you, Eddie. I could just do this myself because I have all the money in the world, literally. He has an unlimited
yeah,
pool of money
yeah.
to put on the biggest fights in his own country, or if not, Vegas and LA.
Anywhere around the world the guy wants to go,
Yeah,
he gets to go,
maybe
and
exactly.
everyone kissing up to him. So for the fighters, it's good. The promoters, for me, they have screwed fighters for a long time. If the fighters can just say to hell with them, we'll sign with this guy, and he is paying us what we want to get paid,
Mhm.
and he can come to our backyard and promote a fight
Mhm.
as long as the state and the city are willing to give him a license to promote. Go ahead and
Mhm.
promote,
Mhm.
because promoters have been doing what they're doing forever.
Mm.
And also believe the reason they are doing what they're doing because this man giving them a lot of money
Yeah,
and they're doing what they
essentially.
want to do with it.
And it also gives, I mean, the whole idea people say is this Saudi Arabia is like sports washing,
Yeah,
essentially using sports to paint a positive image of themselves as a country and
yeah,
as like a means of, sparking tourism and
yeah.
investment and stuff into their own country and their own endeavors. So I think probably it's beneficial for them to team up with already established promotional companies in US and in
Yeah.
England. But I'm just saying, like, after a while, if the plan goes accordingly, I wouldn't be surprised if the middleman, which I think is kind of like the Eddie Hearns and the promoters
Yeah.
now, maybe get cut out of it.
Mm, I don't see that happening
Mm.
because
Maybe
they,
that's a whole different thing
yeah,
for him. It's
yeah,
for like he has to manage fighters
yeah.
now. He has to find them now.
Look, the man
Yeah.
got money. He just trying. I think he just putting his money to where into things that he like to do.
Mhm.
That's all. It's almost like me having money and buying me some toys that I like to play with.
Mhm.
That's all he's doing.
Mhm.
I mean, he like boxing, and when they have their fights in Saudi Arabia,
Mhm.
or he and his brothers and friends,
Mhm.
everybody hang out,
Yeah.
with their people.
Yeah.
They donating, referring all cars and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So there it is a good image
Yeah.
for their country.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that is good.
Yeah.
He's doing good. As long as the fighters are getting paid
Mhm.
well, you know, if the promoters don't make anything, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Listen,
true.
they've been
That's
they've been
true.
screwing fighters for a long time.
It
They've been
was
screwing
yeah.
fighters over for a long time. So if they have somebody else that they can screw over, who is the Saudi multi-billionaire who would
Mhm.
just throw money at them, for the image of himself and his country, well, let him take his money and pay
Yeah.
their fighter better. If they don't pay the fighter good and he cut them out, I don't care.
Yeah. It was funny for the press conference of the Beterbiev Bivol fight, the card.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank Jr. He went on some rant calling like all the promoters. What was the word? He was like pieces of shit or something. Like oh scumbags or
Yeah,
something like
the
that.
scumbags.
He was like, you guys are they just take advantage of every fighter, like squeezing every penny out of them. And he was like,
Yes.
the only one who's not a scumbag is Turkey, which is
Yeah.
um
The the
the Saudi.
the
Yeah,
scum. Yeah.
the guy putting on the fight. So I was like, that's funny. I was like, oh, I mean, that's interesting. Like, when is this dynamic gonna kind of like, I see future, honestly, in like
He is saying
5 years,
yeah,
kind of maybe a rift happening in this guy, Turkey, kind of, I don't want to say causing it, but it's like, look, this guy's putting on big fights, people are watching, and he's paying us a crap ton of money. He doesn't care
yeah,
about money.
yeah.
So like, why would I need
Why would I want to sign with you? If I can sign directly with,
yeah,
with him, I'd sign with him. I don't want to go through Eddie Hearn or go through Aram or go through John Brown and all of these
right.
guys. Come on,
And
just
it's like, and
sign
like
over
you
there.
said, it's kind of like if this guy likes you, he'll put you on the card
Of
or
course,
like give you a fight.
yeah.
He's very just a fan of boxing,
He's
honestly.
a fan of boxing. He's a young man himself. He can talk with the fighters themselves and
Mhm.
do all of that stuff and talk to the trainers.
Mhm.
I mean, because the trainers and the fighters are the one that do most of the hard work.
Mhm.
And then the promoters go there and talk like they they just give a heaven to the fighter. And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, screw the hell out of you
Mhm.
and give you chicken shit. And so
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think it is a good thing.
Yeah.
For me, it is a good thing for the fighters.
Hmm.
I hope that continues and And the only problem is that if everything is concentrated through that one
Person,
that
yeah.
that one person,
Yeah, that's never good. That's like a
it is not
monopoly.
that
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It is not that good.
No matter
100%.
how good, no matter what their intentions are, good, bad,
Yeah,
neutral, whatever. If it's all concentrated on one person, that's
yeah,
never a
it
good
is not
thing.
that
So,
good. Except that one entity has so many different branches that will have things going on throughout different cities and state and different countries, but with the same kind of uh, 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 intended reasoning and doing like to say Apple in China building phones,
hmm
Apple here selling phones
hmm
and whatsoever, but people are still making money no
hmm
matter where they are, making
yeah.
good living,
I mean,
making a
ideally, I would not like everything to be concentrated in Saudi Arabia, but I would, yeah, as I just wouldn't want everything to be concentrated in,
one area.
US
Yeah,
or England. But I think what this does is maybe hopefully puts a spark under people's asses to be like, okay, we need to make the best fights here
yeah,
in the US. We need to make the best fights in Europe. And
yeah.
these boxers just kind of just do it on their own regard instead of waiting on some, trillionaire essentially to come and get them to make these fights happen. So I mean, I think
I mean,
he's at least
all the serious promoters. Uh, I mean, Eddie Hearn. I don't know what he did before boxing, but Aram is very old,
yeah,
and
he's in his 90s.
he he could have been retired a long time ago if he wanted to. What the other fella from London? What's the
Frank
name?
Warren,
Frank Warren. He's the old man
he's
too.
old, yeah. Yeah.
So,
So
uh,
Eddie Hearn's young. Al Heyman's older, but not like
yeah,
Bob Arum
yeah,
old.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's at least people now. I
I
mean,
mean,
however you feel.
him and don't do Heyman work with the Saudis? Does he or he only doing it?
Um,
He only been doing his thing on his own. I
well,
don't think he ever had a
I don't know. I
fighter.
don't think so.
I
But
don't think he ever had a fighter on the
Terrence
Saudi card.
Crawford's a free agent.
Yeah, Terence Crawford is a
Okay.
free agent. So
No, he mostly
Crawford,
deals with the Brits
yeah,
and
yeah,
Crawford.
yeah. No,
Um,
he deals. Yeah, So yeah, I don't think Heyman deals with the Saudis.
yeah. But I mean, look, Bob Arum and Al Heyman need to start making bigger and better fights, I think. But
Yeah,
they can
I,
move their fighters better.
they they could do it, but the thing about it is that most of the promoters has the problem with each other. Everyone want to be everyone want to be the big cheese
Mm,
in the cupboard. Everyone want to be there. I'm the guy. You done it so long. You need to step aside.
right.
On, but and when you look at it, it is their money and all that. That's fine. But if they're in it for themselves, they're not in there because they're trying to make some fighter
Right.
money.
Right.
They're making you money because you making them a whole lot more than they're giving you.
Right.
Yeah, so,
It's
so
an investment.
yeah,
Yeah. And
it
they're
is.
protecting their
Yeah,
investment.
they're protecting their money. So
Hmm.
it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fighters, fighters. I think fighters need to have a better relationship with each other. Have a union that can try to that that can help probably balance some of these things out a
Right.
little bit more. But just everyone for self, this everyone for self thing should have been done should have been canceled a long time ago. It
Yeah.
should have been something of the past.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it's an individual sport, but still, it is a team sport. You got unions, everything but boxing is unionized.
Mm.
Everything
Mhm.
but boxing.
Mhm.
And fighters just keep getting the short end of the stick
Right.
every time. Yeah, it's not every fighter that is going to be great,
Mhm.
but there's a lot of fighters who are good enough to get paid money, to get paid to a living wage when they fight,
Right.
instead of selling tickets and doing all of this stuff and you getting paid show money.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a systemic change that needs to happen. So, we'll see. We'll see if we're in the era of changing tides. But let's get into just quickly run through the card from last
From
night.
last
Yeah.
night,
We'll talk about the end fight, Beterbiev versus
yeah,
Bivol, but let me just quickly talk about or run through a couple of the fights
fight
on the
that you
undercard.
saw, because I didn't see the undercards. I saw one fight of the undercard was the co-main event. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
where the
yeah.
boy
We'll talk
finished.
about that. I'm just gonna run through them quickly. So we had Sky Nicholson. She beats Raven Chapman in a unanimous decision. I believe this was for the title in featherweight for women.
Okay.
This was history fight, a history making fight. Do you know
Mhm.
why? First female fight in Saudi Arabia. So there we go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
You see, yeah, so,
women making their boxing debut in the country. I
yeah,
believe.
and the
Don't.
half female rappers in dead uh Missy Elliott.
Oh,
She,
really? I didn't watch any of the
oh yeah, Missy
I
Elliott
watched
is
the
dancing.
oh, really? I watched I know Busta Rhymes
Yeah,
performed and all
what's
that
the rap?
stuff.
Yeah.
Um but I watched this on ESPN. I'm kind of like over the zone
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, and some other person were out there. I mean, the girls were dancing, but there was no belly showing or nothing.
Oh, okay.
Pants and stuff.
Um
So
yeah, but that fight was fine. It wasn't that interesting. And I really like a good female fight, and it wasn't that interesting. So
yeah,
it's
not
something if I'm like, it was whatever. But I mean, I think Sky Nicholson's kind of like the up and coming girl.
yeah.
Or maybe get a fight with Amanda Serrano. Who knows?
Yeah, okay.
Chris Eubank Jr. He defeats Camille. I cannot pronounce his name. Srevremeta. He gets a TKO. Just an overall
I
dominating.
didn't see that fight.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is Connor Ben, the dude who took too much eggs, and which is why he tested positive. Remember that excuse?
He ate what?
Okay,
No,
Connor Ben. You know,
I didn't get that one.
wait, you know who Connor Ben is?
Connor Ben.
147. His dad
Yeah,
was a pro
yeah,
fighter.
yeah.
He's like, he was up and coming himself, and he was supposed to fight Chris Eubank
You back,
Jr.
yeah,
And so it was a big fight, particularly in England because both their dads fought and
yeah.
stuff. Anyway, right before the fight, he tested positive for some banned substance, some PED substance. I think it
Mhm.
was called like it starts with a C, but I don't
Yeah.
know. But then
So he was cheating.
essentially, and then he said that he had that excessive amounts of that drug in him because he was eating a lot of eggs.
Well,
Yeah, very unique defense.
so the poultry in England is kind of bad for you.
According to him, it's all the eggs. And it's so funny. Like, whenever people on Instagram comment on this stuff, he's like, "You look excellent." Like,
You
it's just like
excellent.
it's just like a bunch of egg puns to this guy. But anyway, after the fight, he gets into the ring. He's acting like a bad, trying to act like a bad man,
Yeah,
calling
but
Chris Eubank out. He's
isn't Canelo used the same thing that he ate Mexican beef? So the same thing.
no, it's not the same thing
No,
because
Canelo
his
said he ate Mexican beef. That why he was they tested positive for steroids. So the other guy ate eggs. So it's some other person will drink too much water. Yeah, and
it's
it is just
I know it's a very creative. I said, "Oh, I'll give it to your lawyer or whoever's on your PR team." Like, what correlation can we like say to put some reasonable doubt in your guilt?
That- that's very funny. I ate too much eggs. Wow. I was
But anyway, like
I was happy.
he's still banned in like England, I'm pretty sure. So I don't
Yeah.
know like, where it is that he thinks he's.
Well, maybe you go to Saudi Arabia and fight.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah,
And
he's not banned
yeah,
there.
no, he's not.
You know,
And that's
and
probably why he's
and
trying to
the
get
and the English or the Americans or whosoever don't tell the Saudi what to do.
exactly.
They do what they do,
Exactly. So,
and then they tell you, say, "Oh, it is sports, and we are trying to promote tourism in our country, and we
yeah.
got the money. So
Yeah.
shut up."
Exactly. But yeah, and then Jairo Tapia, he beats Jack Massey in 6 round TKO.
Okay.
Jai is a up and coming cruiserweight. He's pretty good, so we'll see how his career pans out. I would like to see him after he, kind of pull like an Usyk, dominate the cruiserweight division, go up to heavyweight. Maybe
Yeah.
that's on the track he's on. And then quickly, the two main fights that I want to talk about, Fabio Wardley versus Fraser Clark. That was the first round TKO that
Yeah.
you saw, and that
Yeah.
was that was brutal.
Cool main event.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, uh,
Yeah, that makes me
I
cringe. He
mean,
literally got a dent in his head.
for me, if I were in the ring and made that happen, it would look great. But I've been outside the ring and seeing that. I mean, it was a little disturbing for me,
Mm,
even. But I hope he got paid well
mm.
and he was able to go to the hospital after that.
Oh yeah, I'm
Cause
sure.
he got hit, and when he got hit with that overhand right, you could see the dent in his head. Like he broke the whole facial bone in the whole thing in his face.
Mm.
It's like and his mouth
Yeah,
refused to go back in
close.
place.
Yeah, he looked like like he was like paralyzed in the face or something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, this is
Like
terrible.
the boy just had a stroke.
Exactly. It was bad. But I mean, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, we wish him
They
the
had
best.
history. I think they had a fight previously that ended in a
Yeah.
draw, so this was their rematch.
Rematch, yeah.
And so yeah, hate to see it, but I mean, good win for Fabio. So
Uh,
and then lastly, before we get into the main event, what I want to talk about because it was just so funny to me. I just could not stay off the internet after it, which we were just talking about earlier. Ben Whitaker, aka the surgeon, who has Prince Nassim vibes, the
yeah. Yeah.
drunken
Yeah, they're acting
boxer
like
vibes.
the
Yeah,
drunken master.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He this was supposed to be his, I guess, I don't want to
Is
say
the big time coming out?
yes, his big time coming out, kind of propelling him a little bit more
Yeah,
into mainstream because
because
he
of what I seen before of him, he was fighting a bunch of bums.
well, yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying to the casual person, he is someone who's entertaining to watch. He's
Yeah.
someone that you like scroll through TikTok and you see like his little showboating and you like think it's interesting. So this was supposed to be his big coming out, but also a little bit of a step up in
Yeah.
competition. And so, people were curious to see how he would handle that. And he did not handle it well at all. There was
Nope.
very little showboating because he couldn't. And I think as the rounds were going on, he was just getting exposed,
Yeah,
you
he
know?
he realized that when you fight a guy that can fight a bit,
Yeah.
it's a different thing. You can go dancing around and acting like a clown.
Yeah, he was fighting Liam Cameron.
You
So
know.
who's had some,
Cameron
tough
was
fights
all
on his
right. I
resume.
mean,
Yeah.
they were both matched well. they were matched well. It was
Yeah.
not like a one-sided match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think at the end of the fifth, first of all, the ropes were really loose to their
Loose, yeah.
to their defense. But what it looked like to me when you first initially see it, you're like, oh, did Cameron like push him over the ropes? Or they just fall over because it was
Yeah.
loose. But when you actually look at it closely, I'm like, it looked like the guy kind of like hurled himself back. Or I don't know if he thought the ropes would stop them or if he
Yeah.
was trying to like turn him around or something. But it was definitely more of a pull than it was a guy throwing him over the
I,
ropes. But
I mean, look, the rope was too loose. That should never happen at all.
mhm.
You know, when you set up a rope for a fight, that rope should be tight enough that it don't go so low that the fighters fall out of it.
Yeah, it went really low. Yeah.
And the, those that set up the ring did a very poor job. And him quitting and saying that his leg hurt, what did he twist his ankle? Did he bang his leg so hard or whatsoever? I can't say. He said his leg hurt, and luckily the fight was a draw. I hope the next time they have a better ring
Mhm.
and put up another fight.
Yeah, they
And Mr. Showboater, I hope he come ready this time because uh this boy was in his face like white on rice.
Yeah, he was tagging him. He was tagging him. So, I mean, look, the lawyer in me needs to see evidence before I'm going to accuse him of
Yeah.
quitting or anything like that. But I will say the PR person in me, the lawyer in me kind of wanting to if he was my fighter controlling the narrative. If he went to the he literally got wheeled out of the ring. Like he like was in a wheelchair. Then they
Okay.
like
Right.
yeah.
Probably he
No,
twisted
okay,
his ankle or his knee or something going over that rope. So that's why I'm saying,
or it was a show thing because my this is why I'm saying if he went to the hospital.
yeah,
If he was actually injured, that would be the first thing I would release. You know what I mean?
yeah.
If he was had a broken leg or a sprained tendon or
That,
something like
that'll be the
and
first thing in the newspaper the next day.
exactly, or that's something I would have him tweet out
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I have a broken leg." You know what I mean? That's what you do. But it's been from what I understand, radio silence, which tells me they're getting their story together or
Yeah, bull crap.
yeah, they're getting
Yeah.
their story together or nothing is, you know, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know how Saudi Arabia like he's going to the hospital in Saudi Arabia. I don't know how that the whole
Well,
medical
look,
thing happens there. But I'm
they
just saying,
they has a lot of money. They should have some great doctors.
no, I know. I just don't understand. I don't know how like medical like disclosure works there, but I'm sure like in the US you can say
I
whatever
don't
you
know.
want, but
Look, if he whether they allow him to write about himself, he's not a Saudi. He going back home to London or wherever he from. He gonna go back home.
yeah.
They can write in the papers. He would have gone on his Facebook page
Mhm.
or his Twitter and tweeted about it
Mhm.
and really let his fans know what's going on.
Exactly.
You know, you just
That's
you
just me giving him the
you
benefit of that. It's
no,
bullshit, but
you're a public person
you're right.
and you're doing things for your fans.
Mhm.
You want these people to come back and watch you.
Right.
When you crack a nail, you should be able to say, "Oh man, I messed up my fingernail. That's why I couldn't throw the right hand."
Mhm.
You know, stuff like that. Let let the audience in on your life, on what you do for entertainment. It is entertainment. They pay for it. Give them the truth about why they didn't get the entertainment they were looking for.
Mhm. Yeah, simple. But apparently, this isn't the words of his opponent, Liam Cameron, who said after the fight he was really upset because he felt like he was going to win.
Yeah.
Um, he said, I heard his coach tell him, stay down, pretend you're injured, or like
Well,
stay on the ground. He's like allegedly.
probably
But
it was true.
that's the comment of the opponent. We don't know if it's true. We need more information to come out. We need more medical information.
Mm,
I don't hope that he's injured, but I
If
mean for his image, it's kind of like you better have been injured to have not continued the fight. So we'll wait and see. But as of now, Sunday, October 13th, what I know, maybe I didn't do enough research, is that
ain't
we don't
nobody
have
said
any.
that yet.
Exactly. Which
Well,
is a red flag, in my opinion.
so I'll say maybe
Right.
the opponent was telling the truth.
Hmm.
Stay down, cause you're getting your butt whooped. Don't do
Right.
that.
And protect your image, which
Yeah.
means protect your future. I mean, because think about it. If he did lose, particularly in a knockout, which I think that was the direction it may have been going in, because he looked tired. He
Yeah,
looked very tired, which is why I'm saying that. I mean, granted, he could have gotten his second win, but it was only round like five. But,
yeah.
and, the guy was picking up
Second win
momentum.
had already happened.
But yeah, I mean, look, I like him. I always root for up and coming fighters to do well, have good careers and stuff like that. So I'm always a person that gives the benefit of the doubt until I'm proven.
I do the same, but I just don't like a big hoopla kind of person. Yeah, a big showboater, and when push come to shove, you find a way to chicken out. That's not my. I a underdog. You know, give you. I would cheer for you,
Hmm.
but you, if you, cause look, the kid is a okay fighter,
Hmm.
but he's an asshole from what he does, doing all this. You jumping around, bending over, doing all this stuff before guys that really can't fight. You just fought a guy that could fight a bit. That's not even a great fighter. I
Mm.
don't think that could fight just a bit and made you look like you were about to get knocked out. So you didn't want to get knocked out. You took the shortcut.
Mm.
That's all.
But
But
I mean, I don't know how he is out the ring, honestly. I mean, what if he's a really nice guy and that's just how he fights showboating? Is that considered disrespectful? Like to you as a boxer, if you see that and
I
he's
know
kind of like showboating, clowning the guy in the ring, but he's dominating and he's backing it up with his performance. But he happens to be like a
look,
good guy out the ring. Is that
if you if you're in the ring and you have someone of a lesser talent in there with you just to help you build your record, you know, don't make that person look like a fool by doing the things you do. You know, when they're punching you, you walking away and acting. Look, if the person was with equal ability and you do that, I don't know. That that that's good. But you're fighting a bum. If you're fighting a bum that throwing his punches, you can see his punches before he throw them, and you doing all of this bull crap. Who you? Who are you hurting? You're not hurting anybody but you.
mm,
You, I no, I don't respect people like that.
mm-hmm,
You know, if the competition is even and you show but all you want because you're doing great, and that person just has that equal ability to you, and that's fine with me.
mm-hmm,
But most of the guys that I saw him doing those things with, those boys are people that have been in the gym forever, have not gotten anywhere.
mm-hmm,
These promoter grab them and throw them in there, get them short change, and they go and for you to build your a record, and you act like a clown, and when they put someone in front of you that can fight a bit,
mm-hmm.
you really can't crack an egg. Come on, give me a break. Yeah,
Oh well, all right. Well,
that just mean that how I look at it.
Well, we'll see what the medical report says.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, it was.
for whatever reason he couldn't continue, so I hope both fighters are okay and I hope there's a rematch for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. There should be. There should be
Yeah.
a rematch,
Yeah.
or else they be cheating his opponent
Mm. Mm.
out of a good fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Potentially a life-changing win.
Yeah,
So main event, Artur Beterbiev defeats Dmitry Bivol by majority decision. 114. One judge had it 114, 114, another
yeah,
115, 113, and then another 116, 112.
yeah.
Your overall impression of the fight?
It was a great fight.
Mm,
It's a real good fight.
very good.
The
Yeah.
fight lived up to its potential. It's just that for me, Benavidez, let him say, Bivol
Mm-hmm.
gave the fight away.
Yeah.
Bivol gave the fight away in the last 2 rounds.
It
That
was like,
fight was as close. It was close up to the 10th round.
yeah, it was like a Lomachenko.
Yeah,
Like he pulled a
he
Lomachenko. Like,
pulled a Lomachenko
yeah.
right. You hit that right
Mm-hmm.
on the head. You hit that nail right on the head. He pulled a Lomachenko. He Yes, he won the first couple of rounds. But they were like close rounds. Those rounds could have gone either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say he won them. And relying on that, getting to the 10th round, and this guy coming out and but whenever he was he was out boxing, uh, uh, he did great.
Yeah.
He
I thought
did great.
yeah, I thought he fought very well.
He fought
The game
he
plan
fought
was
like
perfect.
himself. He
Yeah.
fought like himself. And the other look, I have not seen the other fight, the other guy fight at all.
Better be of.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I have not seen him. I have not seen him fight, and I was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
He's he got to be a very strong person because he throw just arm punches.
Mm.
That's all he does. He throw arm punches, but it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah.
this guy got to be very strong.
Yeah, Bivol said he was, he's super strong because
Yeah,
he had his guard up and he was hitting his guard and he was like his black eye was
yeah.
from like him
He
hitting
hit
his guard
himself.
and him hitting yeah,
Yeah.
him hitting himself.
So this guy is very strong,
Hmm.
and I think they should they should have a rematch,
Most definitely. Most
and
definitely.
Bevo should find a way to be able to outbox this guy and not get tired by
Hmm.
the 8th round.
I mean, that's a tough task to do. Like asking someone to be perfect against a puncher, a good puncher. I mean, it's asking someone to be perfect against Tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
that's the job you chose.
exactly true.
So be perfect,
Yeah.
or you know,
Yeah. And
or you're
also
gonna get
find your
beat, or
moments.
you're gonna get beat again.
Yeah. Find your moments to find your breath because I don't think Better Biev does a good job. Like he's a puncher, so he like has to set his feet.
Yeah,
You
he
know what
want
I
you
mean?
to come to him.
Yeah. He has to set his feet and he's not a counter puncher.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I
want to
mean?
overwhelm you. You're not,
Yeah.
you, you want to overwhelm you. So I think Bevo showed that Beterbiev can get beat,
Mhm.
and he showed how you can beat him.
Mhm.
But he just didn't finish the job.
Yeah. Yeah. Like 2 rounds away.
Yep.
Um so yeah, I mean it was a great fight. I'm not mad at it. I personally think I had it 7-5 Bivol,
Yeah.
but I mean I could see even in the rounds that I gave him, I was like I could see it
Yeah.
going to better BF.
The
So
last
yeah.
2 rounds,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
said it last night when we were watching the fight. I said the person that's going to watch win the last 2 rounds, win the fight,
Mhm.
and that was just what happened.
Mhm.
Bevo just stopped fighting in the 11th and 12th round. He didn't do shit.
Yeah. I mean, he was oh, you're getting punched by the, biggest puncher in boxing, then
Yeah,
it's gonna affect you. So, but I think he can go into the second fight with a lot of confidence, knowing what's to expect a little bit more, and knowing that you're
yeah,
2 rounds away.
yeah. He could, but it all depends too.
Mm.
If this guy power left some some
Like psychological. Yeah.
psychological member, reasoning for him not to want. I mean, because look, he would have to hurt this guy, and I think he had. There were in spots where he actually hurt the guy,
Mhm.
but he just couldn't keep up the work
Mhm.
when he saw that cause he hurt this guy, but maybe twice in the fight.
Mhm.
But then he would lay off, take a whole round off,
Mhm.
and come back, and he kept doing that one round in,
Yeah.
one round off, one round in,
Mhm.
one round off,
Mhm.
and you kept letting him back into the fight.
Mhm.
And he can punch. He
Yeah.
just realized that
Yeah.
I can't give up until I make him fight
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Yeah, because I judge, like, I'm not a person that's like, I mean, it depends on the fight, but I'm not a huge person that's super swayed on whoever's coming forward.
Yeah,
A lot of people are like, oh, he's
but
winning the fight, or a lot of judges are like, whoever's coming forward. I'm kind of
yeah,
giving more.
yeah, but the person coming forward, getting punched in the face, don't
Hey,
mean that you
yeah,
win.
yeah. So I just really liked his game plan, particularly early on, of just like countering super good, getting out
Yeah,
the way, and, like moving backwards if he had to. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the end, like midway to the end, Beterbiev started getting really effective punches to where it
yeah,
was like, he would
yeah,
stop for like 30 seconds and just be backing up and
yeah,
shield.
yeah. Cause
Yeah,
he was tired and he probably felt this guy punches. I
right.
mean,
So I was like, I mean, I could see a judge giving the round based off of like 30 seconds to a minute
yeah,
to Beterbiev. So,
because people stole some of those fights, some of those rounds too. In the end,
hmm,
he would do something in the beginning and at the end, but in the middle,
yeah,
uh, uh, but be able would do what he had to do. But it was a good fight. It was not a disappointing or what a win or lose. I mean, anyone could have won that fight,
yeah,
but Bivol gave it up for me. He gave it up in the last two. He
yeah,
gave the last two rounds away,
yeah,
which was no good. And I hope Eddie Hearn uh, encouraged him to come back and fight again because he was Eddie Hearn's man.
yeah,
Yeah, Bevo were, and the other guy was Aaron. Say, oh yeah, he's gonna stop him. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. Well, I hope they fight again.
yeah,
It's a fight that I would like to see.
yeah. Well, let's move on because I mean, it was just a great fight, and that's just warrants a rematch. So
Yeah,
I think it lived up to the hype.
yeah.
But let's get into one more thing, and then we'll get into this week's Sammy Says, which we've talked about. Like, actually, I texted you about it like like a few weeks ago. But
You
quickly,
you did?
yes, you don't know what you'll know what I'm saying. But
Okay.
anyway, um, quickly, let's talk about a fight was recently announced. We have David Benavidez versus David Morrell. So the Battle of the Davids that was just announced.
Yeah.
This is inevitably going to lead into a conversation about Canelo Alvarez because the two Davids are fighting because they could not get an opportunity versus Canelo Alvarez. But this fight will be happening at 175 instead of 168, which is fair to both of them because Canelo is kind of holding up, air
Yeah.
quotes, holding up the division. So these two guys, two up and coming warriors are now fighting. I think the fight is kind of slated for early next year,
Okay.
January or something, December, January. But yeah, what do you think about that? And then that can inevitably lead into a conversation about Canelo Alvarez, who recently fought your favorite fighter, Edgar Berlanga.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Berlinga. I don't know. He was. I think Berlinga being a nobody, cause I never heard much of him. I mean, and doing what he did with Canelo, I see why Canelo don't want to fight Benavidez
Why?
because he gonna get punched in the face. I mean, Berlinga hit him with a jab when he didn't even have to try too hard to do it.
What do you mean? Oh, I see what you
Yeah.
said. Yeah, yeah.
He hit Canelo with a jab whenever he wanted to.
Yeah. I don't
Canelo
think
is the
Canelo took him
typical.
seriously.
No, I mean,
I don't think Canelo took Berlinga that
no,
seriously. Let me
no,
tell you my theory.
I don't. I don't care what it, whatever people say you took him seriously. It's a fight. Whether you take the man seriously or not,
Okay.
if he can hit you, he can hit you. He hit you. I mean, you. How can you go to a dance and get on the floor and tell me say, I'll just drag my feet. I'm not gonna take this dance seriously.
I don't mean that
And
Canelo
and you
didn't take
dancing
it.
for and dancing for a pig.
I don't mean Canelo didn't take it seriously in the sense that he's lollygagging training or anything like that, but I don't think there's any like nerves, fear, any sort of respect even for Edgar Berlanga. He like knew I'm gonna beat this
He has
guy.
no threat.
He's zero threat. That's what
Okay,
I mean.
but then what make you what make you the best scientist when you are dissecting frogs every day?
Well, what do you mean?
That's what he are doing. He's supposed to be the best.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
And
yeah, that's people's
he is
criticism of
supposed to
him.
be the best.
Hmm.
If you're the best scientist and you are dissecting frogs every day, what? You're a frog scientist? Or 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 you or you're a scientist that can actually or do better for the environment or whatsoever. Let me just use that
I
analogy.
did.
Because
I was like, where is this analogy
yeah,
going?
no, seriously,
No,
that's
I
what.
get what you're saying.
Yeah,
That's people's frustration. He's not challenging himself.
no, 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 not that he not challenging himself. He is just, for me, he's a puppet that is just trying to use what supposedly he had done
Hmm.
to make money now. What you have done, you were paid for.
Right.
Okay, okay. I accomplished this. I accomplished that. I have done this and that. Benavidez had not done this. He had not done that. He had not accomplished as much as I have accomplished. Why should I fight him? Because you want people to pay you money to fight,
Hmm.
and you are depending on what you have done before. You
Right.
were paid for that.
Right.
You were paid for what you have done before. So now stop stealing from other people and cheating people by fighting bums and asking for,
$90 pay-per-view.
yeah, not a pay-per-view.
Mm.
I'll say it's the Mexican and the other few white people fault that buying that thing. No, I
No, I agree.
I would not pay 2 cents to
Mhm.
watch him fight anybody else.
I I you know me, I buy pretty much I'll buy anything.
Yeah.
That fight I had to put my foot down because first of all, my issue, I like Canelo. I like any fighter. It's hard for me to like criticize any fighter, but I like Canelo, but his logic isn't logicking. How are you gonna say Benavidez brings nothing to the table, but then you fight Berlanga?
Yeah.
What does Berlanga bring to the table?
Berlinga bring a loss to the table. That's why.
Like, I
Berlinga
mean, I
bringing
guess
a
it's
loss. All the people you are saying that the man you're supposed to fight to be challenged
hmm.
is bringing nothing to the table. All the other people that are in line bringing a loss to the table. That's what he actually saying. I'm not going to fight anybody that can beat me. I'm gonna fight a bunch of bums, and you, a Mexican, excuse me for what I'm gonna say, and you dumb Mexicans are going to buy the fight to see me fight because you got nothing to do, you got nothing good to do with your money.
I personally think that's why he fights on like Mexican holidays because like they're
Because
more likely to
the Mexican going to spend money on that holiday.
yeah, it's like you
Yeah,
know they
yeah.
have the fiestas at the house. They're gonna put the Canelo fight on,
No,
or they're
no,
gonna put the fight
no.
on,
But
versus like any other weekend.
you having the fiesta at your house.
for like the
Get
Mexican holidays.
get some Mexican dancers. Do mariachi.
Dude, spend their $90 on
Yeah,
something else.
do mariachi. Buy, get yourself a better cerveza or whatsoever. Don't spend your money buying any of Canelo fight anymore. What a once he don't. Oh, hey, I don't want to fight other Mexican. That excuse is been dead in the water.
Hmm.
Nobody want to. Come on now, give me a break. I don't want to fight another Mexican. Why? Because he's a
No,
Chicano.
he
Because he's
has,
an
yeah.
American, a Mexican. You don't want to fight him. I mean, he's not a Mexican. Mexican. He was born in Arizona. Fight him. He's an American. He's not a Mexican. He's an American.
He's Mexican American.
Yeah,
That's
Mexican
funny.
American. So fight him.
Yeah, the excuses just don't make sense. They don't add up. So I personally, I'm not even gonna go as far as to say Canelo is scared of Benavidez or nervous to fight Ben. I genuinely think it's as simple as he does not like Benavidez and he does not want to give him the opportunity, the payday, the exposure, the you know,
No, I don't
the
think.
introducing him to his fan base. I genuinely think
I
it's
don't think.
that.
I don't think. I don't
It's not
think.
about
No,
wins
it
or
could be.
losses.
It could be. It could be both. It could be that he don't like Benavidez, the Benavidez
It could
family.
be both, yeah.
He don't like the Benavidez family, and he knows
Hmm.
that he gonna get beat by Benavidez
I don't think it's
because
he no.
no,
I don't think Benavidez is a sure win to beat Canelo.
oh no, he is.
I don't
He
think so.
is.
He's not knocking
Look,
him out.
let me tell you. Well, he might not knock him out, but he's sure gonna beat him.
Mm. You don't think
Benavidez got fast hands. One, Benavidez got accurate jabs, and Canelo cannot get away from a jab to save his life.
but Benavidez is also flat-footed and and slow.
Huh? Okay,
So,
but he gonna walk you down though. He
mm,
flat footed and slow. He gonna walk you down. And Canelo don't like to be walked down. You see the Bivol fight. When Bivol fought him, Bivol walked him down and beat him and a whooping spot.
mhm,
He wanted to be the one walking you down
mhm,
and throwing the big punch, big shot.
mhm,
And he's not gonna do that to Benavidez.
mm.
Benavidez gonna walk him down. Canelo is a sure win for Benavidez.
I'm
He's
not
a
gonna
sure
say
win.
it.
I mean,
Okay, for
look,
what weight
he
do you think it would happen at? 168 or
they can
175?
it happened at 68, 75, 55. He's still gonna get his butt whooped.
I wouldn't go as far as to say
At
I
160,
it's a
he will
good
still get beat.
it's a good fight. I don't think it's a sure win for Benavidez.
No, I
It's not
will,
a sure
I
win.
will,
He's definitely
I will
gonna.
pull 100 out on that and say it's a sure win. No, seriously, because
Yeah,
he has the style to beat Canelo.
he
Canelo
does.
does not.
And the hunger.
Yeah, he has the style and the hunger to beat Canelo. Canelo, one D bums that are gonna come and fight when he allowed them to fight.
Mm.
He don't want anyone challenging him. That's why Benavidez don't bring anything to the table because he's not coming with a loss. He's not coming to lose. He's coming to win. And Canelo want guys that will come there for the payday, but not to win.
So let me ask you this. Do you think in Canelo's I was gonna say lifetime, but I mean boxing lifetime
Mhm.
career, do you think he ever fights Benavidez? Do you think at some point in the next year or so the pressure gets so loud, the noise gets so loud, the criticism gets so loud that he kind of has to fight Benavidez? Do you think that he's setting himself up to fight Benavidez? Do you think this is strategic, or do you think he's gonna retire without fighting?
No, he is not going to fight Benavidez except they stop paying him the money that they're paying him.
That's not gonna happen.
No, no, yeah, that could happen
How so?
if the Mexicans stop buying the fights.
But that's not gonna happen. This last pay-per-view, I think almost it did like what, 900,000?
Well, that's why he going to keep making that money
So even if
because
like
you have Mexicans that don't want to have that fiesta, as you said it, while the Canelo fight. That way, oh, He got to come on the Mexican holiday and a fight. Oh, well, I'm doing it for Mexico. No, you're not doing it for Mexico. You're doing it for you. You're doing it for you. You're not. He's not doing
Hmm.
it for Mexico. He is doing it for Canelo, and the Mexican are paying for it.
Okay,
He are doing their Trump, but
so I was wrong. It did 650,000
yeah,
pay-per-view buys, which is a lot. It's still a
yeah,
lot for
okay,
this day and age.
over
Um,
over $500 million.
yeah, and 17 million for 17 million at the gate. So that's still a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't, what amount of money is like, what drop off is going to be needed for him to be like, okay, I'm not going to fight?
what drop
Or, I
off
mean, yeah, what drop off is it's
if
going
the
to be for
Mexicans
him to
stop
fight?
buying the fight? I'm telling you, I'm promoting that today. Let the Mexicans stop buying the fight. Mexicans, you people are honorable people. You respect yourself and you respect your athletes that represent you. Canelo is not representing you. Canelo is representing himself. I'm looking at this mic, I'm looking at that camera. Canelo is representing himself. He's not representing you on Cinco de Mayo or Tres de Mayo, what de Mayo. Canelo is not here for you. Canelo is out to put money in his pocket, and he's taking money out of your children's mouths and coming and doing nothing. Talking about Benavidez don't bring nothing to the table. What has he brought to the table since he fought Bivol? He had not brought nothing to the table. He keep living on past glory. You people need to stop buying the fight. If he can't fight Benavidez the next time, the Mexican needs to strike and say, look, you don't fight Benavidez, we don't buy the fight. Simple as that. And watch me, he will sign the next day. But you guys keep, that our man. No, no. Canelo is not your man. Canelo for Canelo. He like Donald Trump. He like for himself. He not for you guys.
Well, you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Canelo's not for the Mexicans.
No.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh man, I don't know what else to say after that. That is. Oh, anyway. Honestly, Mexican fans are the best fans. I'll end it at that.
No, 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 they are.
Yeah, they are.
They are great fans. Hispanic fans are great fans. Be it Puerto Rican, Guatemalan, El Salvadorian, Mexican, Cuban, they are great fans. That's why the athletes take so much advantage of
Mm,
them. Because they know if the athlete just if he could be fighting his brother-in-law, they will buy the ticket.
mm,
You know,
yeah.
everybody think, oh yeah, harass, there you go. So that will happen.
All right. Well, let's get into this week's Sammy Says. So I texted you about this. I wonder if you remember. But anyway, what does Sammy have to say about Devin Haney suing Ryan Garcia?
Look, they I know they are Haney's. I know his father. I know the son. They come by wild card to train and all of that. But him suing Ryan Garcia, I mean,
He let me
yeah,
keep talking. I'm gonna
yeah.
just
I
pull up
mean,
the
him
actual
him suing Ryan
allegations.
Garcia, suing for what? That he got knocked out.
Okay. He is suing him for fraud, which stems from him testing
Supposedly
positive.
testing positive.
Yeah, unjust enrichment. I think he even went as far as to say battery. And
Battery on what?
battery in the sense that he okay, so my law degree kicking in.
Yeah.
Anyway, battery is like
Yeah, okay, because
unwarranted
he
touching.
cheated. So but he cheated.
Okay, so when you have like a defense to battery is consent, and a lot of consent can be implied consent. So, like when you play football, you're impliedly consenting the other team to tackle you, right?
Yeah.
But there's limits. Like if the other guy tackles you and then starts like banging your head and like breaks your knee, like
Yeah.
that's past the limits of your
Yeah.
consent and battery. So what he's claiming is that sure we had a we I consented to a boxing match, but I did not consent to you punching me on steroids, essentially. So it's battery.
I would tell him this. He need to go back and try to read more law books
Ay,
and stuff
ay, ay.
because they were battering from the door when he went in there and punched him in the face. When he punched Ryan Garcia in the face, Ryan Garcia had the right to defend himself. Whether he was on steroids or not, he had the right to defend
It's
himself.
an interesting argument. I'll actually give it that he didn't know that he was on. You can make the argument, I didn't know he was on steroids. He told me he's not on steroids because we signed a paper saying we're not going to take performance enhancing drugs.
Okay.
We did drug testing and all of that stuff. We said we're going to subject ourselves to drug testing.
Okay.
But with you coming into the ring with PEDs and trying to enhance your strength,
Okay.
then
All of these things, I know you've been the lawyer, but all of these things make sense. But he's suing the wrong person. If he wants to sue anybody, he should sue the boxing board of New York, where they had a fight.
mm,
He should sue that boxing board because, according to the rules of boxing, if you are fighting a title fight, you are tested. I think every week you are tested every week up to the fight.
mhm,
And if you have taken any enhancement drug,
mhm,
it will show in your test
mhm,
before the fight.
mhm,
And if and so once that did not show up till after the fight, you should sue the boxing board because then they didn't do their job right.
mhm.
You suing the wrong person.
But now, I mean, like drug testing, or I should not say drug testing. Drug testing, well, I should say drug testing hasn't kept up with the sophistication of cheating
Well,
nowadays.
then it is not Ryan Garcia's fault.
It is Ryan Garcia's fault. If he
No, it
intentionally
is not
cheated,
Ryan Garcia's fault if
he just got
if
caught.
well
I mean, he didn't get caught.
he got caught after the
Exactly.
fact. After the fact, he got caught after the fact.
Yeah.
He when he was cheating, he didn't get caught cheating.
But he's cheating. So, like, who,
No,
it
no.
doesn't, like,
Well,
he's intentionally cheating.
well, he might have eaten the wrong chicken.
Too many eggs.
Yeah, he ate the wrong chicken.
Mexican
He
steak.
ate the wrong beef. No, seriously, I can make that argument.
No,
I,
he claimed teen I don't know anything about PEDs. Like
yeah,
all these excuses are just like it's the beef, it's the eggs, it's the
it's
tainted supplements. I'm like, what is going on? Like I don't get what all these drugs are. I try to
so
like read up on it. It's confusing
yeah.
me. Like the amount of levels, if it makes a difference or not, or if like, like if
No,
this
I
is
mean,
actually
you and
found
I
in
don't really know
supplements.
how they do the testing, but what one thing I know that when you are fighting for a title fight, you are tested every week
Hmm.
up to the fight.
Okay, this is my thing. He could add the commission to the complaint.
Yeah,
He can add
he
their
could
name.
add a commission to the complaint, but the opponent, you suing your opponent for knocking you out because you said he was stronger. Come on, move your head.
I
That's
personally think it's interesting. Like the lawyer in me thinks it's very interesting because part of me
okay.
is like,
It have
okay,
not
I
happened
I
before
have I've huh?
because it have not happened before.
Exactly, and I as a boxing fan, I feel you.
Yeah.
As a lawyer, I'm kind of like Oh, if there's evidence of Ryan Garcia intentionally cheating, he should be held accountable for that. And I think maybe this is a good deterrent in the realm of boxing for people to think, you know what, before I pop these pills or shoot up whatever the
Yeah.
hell it is, I know I can be financially responsible.
Okay, cool. But they made a bet. He got paid. Yeah, Ryan paid a bet.
Mhm.
Did they make a bet for something? I just don't know what
It
was
was
that.
for the weight.
For their
The
weight,
weight, yeah.
and he got paid.
Mhm.
He got paid for that.
Mhm.
Did he cheat intentionally? You can't prove that. You can't prove that he cheated intentionally.
I mean, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, he can't prove
I
that
mean, I feel
because
like you kind of can.
how?
Some of the okay, so what if there's just so much in your system that it's like this is not tainted supplements.
Well,
Like you clearly, or I see shot marks on your butt. Like someone
nobody,
clearly saw you shooting up.
nobody, well, you would bring that person.
I mean, I'm just saying, like I
No,
don't get it.
I
I don't get how
understand.
the drugs work, but I just feel like at some point, like even if it's intentional or not, it kind of just goes into that's irrelevant. It's about like I feel like as the drug testing entity, it's not about intention. It's about okay, whether it's in your system and you kind of just have to it's just kind of like strict liability. Like you have
Yeah.
to know what you're putting into your body.
Okay, well, look, that is why I'm still arguing that to sue the boxing board. The boxing board should have done a thorough job by testing and making sure these tests were verified before the fight. That's what they usually do. If somebody dropped the ball and didn't test till after the fight, then took the man piss and tested and said, "Oh, he got John. He got some yellow jaundice in his piss." Then you fail. You fail your job.
Hmm.
So I should sue you, not my opponent,
Right.
because if you sue me as the opponent, I said no. Before After the weigh-in, I went to that restaurant and I ate some chicken. The chicken probably had steroids in them. And because I didn't take any drugs after the weigh-in. Everything was good with me after the weigh-in. So I was good. But now you testing me and saying that I had this in my system because of this, and that. Oh, come on now. Him suing Ryan Garcia, it is it is confusing to me, but he
I,
probably think he feels he got the right to do so.
mhm. I feel also I need to like actually sit down and read the complaint, but just
Yeah.
skimming what I've been seeing online, it's just confusing because it was just like just reporters reporting
Yeah.
snippets of it. It's like Ryan was drinking and doing drugs like all through this was like in the complaint, like Ryan
Yeah.
was drinking and doing drugs and partying all through it. But then like
All through the training.
yeah, and like then he came on overweight and then he like had PEDs in the system. So I'm like, well then like
What you suing for?
yeah, because I'm like
Are you suing because
cocaine and
yeah,
partying all
yeah.
night is not helping his
No.
performance.
Yeah, if you saying that he was drinking and partying up to the fight, he should have been out of shape for you to beat him.
And he looked out of shape, low key.
Yeah, well, he still overwhelmed you like you were out of shape.
Yeah, so I'm like, are you saying I gotta look at because I'm like, are you saying that like because he was doing all of that, that made him more inclined to take the
Yeah,
performance enhancing drugs because or I'm just like you're just throwing shit at the
that
wall.
was what make him smarter.
Yeah. I'm like, are you just throwing shit at the wall and just like
Man,
trying to garner sympathy for yourself and
yes,
like, oh, I took this
that's
seriously and he
that's
didn't. I
that's
should have won and I feel grieved and but I'm like, I mean, at the end of the day, like you just got dominated. I mean, I
seriously.
take performance enhancing drugs out of it.
The guy
Just
still
talk about
dominated.
game plan.
He's still dominated.
Hearing his father in the corner, the shit that he was telling him,
Yeah, but if I don't,
I'm like,
yeah,
no. I mean, I'm
yeah.
not a professional. I'm not a, my IQ for boxing is elementary, but I know don't do that.
Hmm, yeah. I mean, because look, I'll say this much:
He was telling him to dip
the
under the
guy
hook,
came,
like
the guy came into the fight.
spin the.
They came into the fight, I believe, with a little bit of doubt in themselves. They were not, because when he hit Ryan, he hurt Ryan. He did hurt Ryan with
Maybe one time.
one time. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that even after he did that,
Hmm.
he still had a doubt. Still was thinking, because look,
I don't think
these things happen to you in the fight. If you go there thinking, oh, the guy got a big right hook or left hook and he can hit me with it and it can hurt me, you are going to get hurt by that punch. Because you're going to be looking for it so much that when they throw it, you know it's here.
I disagree. I actually think that him and his father are a little bit delusional, and they actually had zero fear, zero game plan for the hook. If they did, it was to like just dip over to that side and spin around. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't think that's the best. It's too fast for him. So don't stop
yeah,
telling him to go to that side. You kept dipping to the same side. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is I think his father and him were very delusional on how like the fight was gonna go, and the first punch
yeah,
rocked, and he was done
yeah,
after that. I mean,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
literally the first punch.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, you could be right about that. I mean, because that first punch uh, put some fear in him,
mhm,
and after that, that was the end of it.
yeah. So I
So
mean,
he couldn't defend against anything else.
no,
No.
no.
I mean, so if you ask me about him suing, I think he's suing the wrong guy, and I don't think he should have sued. It's just making him look even bad or worse.
Yeah.
He is he is he is making himself he look like he's begging for pity. He
I
wants
think
someone to
he's
have
just
some pity.
mentally very messed up
Yeah,
from the fight. He had a fight after for Sander Martin, and I think this is where the unjust enrichment um cause like or cause of action came in, and the fact that like it didn't sell well or there was no hype around it. So he's saying, oh, because I lost this fight to Ryan Garcia, that's why nobody wants to see me fight this next guy. And I just feel like I think the lawsuit is interesting, and I think it actually does start good conversation, particularly when it comes to boxers being held accountable for their drug use.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that
but
yeah, that
I don't think the intention is that. I think it's he feels very like just hurt, messed up physically, I mean mentally from essentially an ass whooping.
yeah,
And
but
we'll see
and
what's
because of
next for
that,
him.
if that's what's going on in his head, I think his career over.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know if he has any fights kind of
I
on the
mean, they came
horizon
by the
or
gym the other day. Uh, they went to the gym twice last week to a train. They were having sparring partners and all of that. So maybe they got something coming up.
hopefully. I mean, I
Yeah,
think he just got to fight. I mean, even if it's taking a step back and being, doing something that's not pay-per-view or being on an
yeah,
undercard of something, a
yeah.
co-main of something bigger.
I mean, he made some money, but
Yeah.
the thing is, their suit, I think, is a joke.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
That I think is a joke.
we'll see how that goes. I'll read up on it more and follow it and stuff. So
All right.
we'll see. But yeah, that's it. Good to be back. We'll keep
Yep.
this thing going and rolling, and so I think I'm out of town for a couple weeks, but I'll be back in LA, just settling down and stuff. As you see, we're in a new little spot.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's been good to catch up and get back to talking boxing with everybody. And so we got cool, exciting projects coming up. So we'll keep you guys posted on all of those things. And yeah, hit us up on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and follow and share.
We're back again.
This is Boxing Capital. I'm Tay.
I'm Sammy.
Peace.